Alright, look at the sampling distribution of proportion. Okay, yang kat sini saya dah terangkan tadi kan. Okay, I have explained that. Next, kita go through example 3. Okay, kita go through example 3. So, Ahmad Corporation manufacture CDs. The machine that is used to make these CDs is known to produce 6% defective CDs. Okay, the quality control inspector selects a sample of 100 CDs every week and inspects them for being good or defective. If 0.08 or more of the CDs in the sample are defective, the process is stopped and the machine is readjusted. Okay, what is the probability that based on the sample of 100 CDs, the process will be stopped to readjust the machine? Okay. Saya dah bagi tahu, okay, I have, for proportion, it is related with the binomial. So, we have probability of success and probability of failure and the sample size. So, apa yang dia bagi dulu, percentage yang dia bagi, that is P. Okay, that is P, which is probability of success. We know that P is what? 6% yang dia bagi defective tu, that means that is P. 0.06. Okay, and then how to get Q? 1 minus P. We know that P is 0.06. So, the value for Q is 0.94. Okay, 0.94. Okay, and then N ni berapa? Sample size dia 100. Okay, 100. So, mean of the proportion, okay, mean of the sample proportion, okay, it is equal population proportion, which is mean of the sample proportion, it is equal population proportion, okay, which is 0.06. So we need to find the standard deviation of the sample proportion by using formula P times Q divided by N, and then you have to square it. Okay, so we know that P is 0.06. Okay, and then Q is 0.94. You have to multiply and then divide it by N. N is 100. Okay, and then you have to calculate. How do you get? The value for standard deviation of the sample proportion is 0.0237. This is 2. 0.0237. You cuba calculate, dapat tak jawapan? 0.0237. Okay, and then the question asks, what is the probability that based on the sample of 100 CDs, the process will be stopped to readjust the machine? Okay, so for proportion, it is denoted as sample proportion having normal with mean of the sample proportion and variance of the sample proportion. So we know that sample proportion having normal with mean is 0.06 and the variance is 0.0237 square. Okay, it will be denoted as this, sampling distribution of proportion. And then we need to find the probability. What is the probability? Dia bagi kata kat situ, if 0.08 or more of the CDs in the sample size are defective. That means that is the probability that we need to find. Okay, we need to find P, okay, the probability of the sample proportion, it is 0.08 or more. Okay, 0.08 or more than tu. Okay, more than 0.08. Okay, and then by using formula Z. Okay, Z it is equal sample proportion minus population proportion divided by standard deviation of the sample proportion. Okay, so from sample proportion we need to change to Z. Okay, it is more than equal, sorry, Z is more than equal, and then P, sample proportion is 0.08 minus, okay, minus the probability population proportion, which is 0.06, divided by standard deviation is, awak dah calculate ni, 0.0237. Okay, and then awak calculate, you will get the Z value is 0.84. Okay, and then draw the graph. Okay, 0.84, it is positive side, and then the graph is more than 0.84. So you can use the table statistics. Okay, table 3, use table. You will get the probability is 0.2005. This is the answer. Okay, cuba cari Z value 0.84, you will get 0.2005. Okay, and then last one, example 4. Example 4, a random sample of size, okay, a random sample of size 50 is taken from a population of Master of Quantitative Sciences students, and it is known that 30% of them are part-time students. What is the probability of obtaining a sample where the proportion is greater than 40%? So, what is P? P is, okay, the mean of the sample proportion. It is equal the population proportion, which is 30% dibagi x2. Okay, that is P, which is 0.3. And then dibagi sample size, which is 50. And then what is Q? Q is 1 minus P. Okay, we know that P is 0.3, so 1 minus 0.3, you will get 0.7. Okay, and then we need to find the standard deviation of the sample proportion. Okay, by using formula square root PQ divided by N. So we know that P is 0.3 times Q 0.7 divide N, which is 50. And then you have to square root. Okay, cuba calculate. How do you get? You will get 0.0648. Okay, so sample proportion, therefore sample proportion having normal, okay, with mean of the sample proportion, which is 0.3, and variance 0.0648 square. Okay, and then we need to find the probability for sample proportion is greater than 40. Okay, 40% dibagi dalam percentage. That means you need to express into decimal, which is 0.4. Okay, so P, probability, by using formula Z, it is equal sample proportion minus population proportion divided by standard deviation. Okay, so we need to change from sample proportion to Z. More than 0.4 minus mean is 0.3 divided by standard deviation is 0.0648. Okay, and then calculate to get the Z value. So what is Z value is 1.54. Okay, the Z value is 1.54. And then draw the graph. Okay, 1.54 is a positive side, and then the area is greater. And then you can proceed to find the probability using table. The answer you will get is 0.0618. This is the answer. Okay, you faham dah? for sampling distribution of proportion, okay, yang ni kita just go through saja. Okay, kita just go through saja. Cumanya yang sampling distribution of the mean, you have to study. Okay, tak faham boleh tanya WhatsApp, okay.